Hiphoprisy.
What's up out there? How you doing? Let's make some noise, all right? Yo! Yeah! 500 years of manifest destiny has left us with a case of financial leprosy. We got to get up and wait in line for the soup, toilets, and things to read. Fill out 11 on one to take a seat. But then we got to find a place to sleep. We got to lay down upon newspaper, cardboard, concrete, and plastic sheets. Effects of AIDS public policy. We used to buy full shopping carts and buy useless products. Train to train, not to remain redline economy. Yeah, I have it in reality. Come on, Chuck. Well, self-effacing and mirror-hating ethnic notions and potions, but I still smell bad. Yeah, we see skin fader, tanning boots in conjunction with their plastic foods and diet pills. Oh yeah, and these are all means to attract and distract. All means to attract and distract. All means to attract and distract. Oh yeah, we see designer glasses to see designer clothes. Designer cologne to wave under a designer truck nose. That sniffs to the perfume scented magazines. Try to make sense out of dollars, often heard of, rarely seen. As an ear listens to the dial tone, I pretend to talk on a cellular phone that I know I can't afford. Well, I used to own this street, and I'm living on Market Street. Yeah, we're self-effacing and mirror-hating ethnic notions and potions, but I still smell bad. We see skin layer, tanning boots in conjunction with their plastic boots and diet pills. Alright, and these are all means to attract and distract. All means to attract and distract. All means to attract and distract. Come in, Charlie Hunter, give me some guitar, yeah! Go, 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 Charlie! Come on now, Chuck, yeah! And I'm bugging out, and I'm bugging out, and I'm bugging out, bugging out, bugging out, bugging out. Degenerating revenues, lottery, poverty tax, drug lords and landlords, and praise the lords. They prey upon us. How did they manufacture consent? A meal in every trash can. Myth of a happy homo, COINTELPRO, the Cosby Show. Oh yeah. Why did they cut the Pell Grant so they can build cells? 10 years in prison but no tenure at the university. Is this ethnic diversity? Or is it public policy? Yeah, well, chemical bullets are aimed at the Afro diaspora. A genocidal ghost manipulates a suicidal host. And its high technology eliminates the need for manual labor. And Mercedes-Benz logos replace peace signs on the necks of our youth. We're self-effacing and mirror-hating ethnic notions and potions, but I still smell bad. Now we see skin fader, tanning boots in conjunction with their plastic boobs and diet pills. Alright, and these are all means to attract and distract. All means to attract and distract. All means to attract and distract. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Yeah. Anybody watch the debates last night? Clinton sidestepping issues, Bush saying trust me, and Mr. Perot talking about how he's gonna bring the American dream back to the children and grandchildren, my son. Well, the American dream never left because in addition to egg creams, garden socials, hamburger stands, pH balanced shampoo, we also have other parts of the American dream like genocide, imperialism, and other types of isms. And particularly in this election, we've seen a lot of talk of family values and moral values. And in particular, there's been a lot of bashing towards the gay community and I just like to say that the real moral issue of the 1990s is not who we choose to love, but do we choose to love? And it's a piece called The Language of Violence. Yeah. Put your hands together. Yeah. Put your hands together. That's funny, Joe. The first day of school is always the hardest. The first day of school, always the darkest like a gauntlet. The voice is haunted, walking in with the thin skin, lower chin. He knew the names they would taunt him with: faggot, sissy, punk, queen, queer. Although he never had sex in his 15 years. And when they harassed him, it was for a reason. And when they provoked him, it became open season. For the fox and the hunter, the sparks and the thunder that pushed the boy under, then pillage and plunder. It kinda makes me wonder how one can hurt another. Oh yeah. But dehumanizing the victim makes things simpler. It's like breathing with a respirator. It eases the conscience of even the most conscious and calculating violator. Words can reduce a person to an object, something more easy to hate than an inanimate entity. Completely disposable, no problem to obliterate. But death is the silence in this language of violence. Death is the silence. But death is the silence in the cycle of violence. Death is the silence. It's tough to be young and young, long to be tougher. When we pick on someone else, it might make us feel rougher. Abused by the fathers, but that was at homos. So to prove to each other that they were not homos. The exclamation of the phobic fury. Execution of judge and jury. The mob mentality. The individuality was nowhere. Dignity forgotten at the bottom of a double death and a cold stare. On the way home was back to name calling. 10 against 1, they had us back up against the wall. And they reveled in the laughter as they surrounded us. But it wasn't a game when they up jumped and grounded. They picked up the bats with the muscles straining. And they decided they were gonna beat this fella's brain with an awful, powerful, shoutful. An hour full of violence and vicious, brutality and dominance. They didn't hear him screaming, they didn't hear him pleading. They ran like cowards and left the boy bleeding in a pool of red. Till all tears were shed and his eyes quietly slid into the back of his head. Dead. But death is the silence in this language of violence. Death is the silence. But death is the silence in the cycle of violence. Death is the silence. You won't see the face to the islands drop. You won't hear the screaming until it stops. You won't see the face to the islands drop. You won't hear the screaming until it stops. Come on. Yeah. Were gone and his grandmother had raised him. She was mad she had no form of retaliation. The pack didn't have to worry about being on a hit list, but the thing they never thought about was that there was a witness to the senseless crime. Right place, wrong time. Tried as an adult, one of them was gonna do hard time. The first day of prison was always the hardest. The first day of prison, the hallways, the darkest like a gauntlet. The voice is haunted, faggot, sissy, punk, queen, queer. Words he used before had a new meaning, and here as a group of men in front of him laughing came near. For the first time in his life, the young bully felt fear. He'd never been on this side of the name calling. 5 against 1, they had us back up against the wall. And he had never questioned his own sexuality, but this group of men didn't hesitate their reality with an awful, powerful, shoutful. And now full of violence and vicious, brutality and dominance. They didn't hear him screaming, they didn't hear him pleading. They took what they wanted and then just left him bleeding in the corner. The giant reduced to Jack Warner. But dehumanizing the victim makes things simpler. It's like breathing with a respirator. It eases the conscience of even the most conscious and calculating violator. The power of words, don't take it for granted. When you hear a man ranting, don't just read the lips. We'll be more sublime than this. Put everything in context. Is this a tale of rough justice in a land where there's no justice at all? Who is really the victim? Or are we all the cause and victim of it all? When death is the silence, in this language of violence, death is the silence. When death is the silence, in a cycle of violence, death is the silence. You won't see the face till the eyelids drop. You won't hear the screaming until it stops. You won't see the face till the eyelids drop. You won't hear the screaming until it stops. You won't see the face till the eyelids drop. You won't hear the screaming until it stops. You won't see the face till the eyelids drop. You won't hear the screaming until it stops. Go ahead, Jeff. Well, make me sweat till I'm wet, till I'm dry. But then wipe this tear from my eye. Haven't felt this warm in a long time, even out in the bright sunshine in a lifetime of springtimes. I fall into your arms and my heart pumping on like a bubbling dub track, like a garlicky hot tongue and lip smack. I did some contemplation before we got down to this consecration. Maybe something in your kiss, it was an impetus for me to rethink this. If I love you, then I better get tested, make sure we're protected. I walk through the park just like a question mark park. I hear my memory bark in the back of my brain, making me insane like cocaine. It dawned on me, it seemed to me, this is unusual scenery. This red light greenery make me feel kinda dreamery, thinking how I used to be. Arrive at the clinic and walk through the front door, take a nervous number, then I think some more about all the times that I neglected, making sure I was protected. They took my blood with an anonymous number. Next 2 weeks sat waiting and wondered, I should have done this a long time ago. A lot of excuses why I couldn't go. I know these things and these things I must know, but it's better to know than not to know. Cause how am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? How am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? How am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? How am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Yeah, I go home to kick it in my apartment. I try to give myself a risk assessment. The weight is what can really annoy you. Every day's more paranoia. I read about how it's transmitted. Some behavior, I must admit it. Who I slept with, who they slept with, who they slept with. I think about life and mortality. What's the first thing I do if I'm HIV? I have a cry and tell my mother. I get on the phone and call my past lovers. I never thought about infecting another. All the times that I said, don't bother. Wasn't really all that magic. The times I didn't use a prophylactic. Would my whole life have to change? Or would my whole life remain the same? Sometimes it makes me want to shout. All these things too hard to think about. A day to laugh, a day to cry, a day to live and a day to die. Till I find out, I may wonder, but I won't live my life 6 feet under. Cause how am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? How am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? Or how am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? Or how am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Alright, swing it, Chuck, come on now. Oh yeah, here we go now. Yeah. Positive. Come on, is it gonna be a negative? How am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? You can say it, come on now. How am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? Or how am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? Or how am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? Or how am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? Or how am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Is it gonna be a negative? Or how am I gonna live my life if I'm positive? Yeah. William F. Buckley and other conservatives have said that if Columbus hadn't done it, then somebody else would have. And it probably would have been him. if you had the chance. But this might be true, but if we believe that if somebody didn't do it, that somebody else is always going to do it, then it's to say that we believe in manifest destiny, that things are going to happen regardless. And it's up to us to take things in our own hands, you know. We're going forward, we ain't looking backwards. You know? And there's a lot of shit out there, and we need to do something to deal with this shit. So, there's a song about that. Come on, Jeff. Can I get a little soul clap? Or can I get a little soul clap? I said, can I get a little soul clap out there? Yeah! We're feeling kind of funky, huh? Yeah. When you called me that night to tell me that things weren't all right with your boyfriend, was it me? Or did you just want someone to talk to? Is it you or the fact that I can't be that keeps you in the front of my mind when your voice goes away and a breath is the last thing that you say? But the warmth of your lips on my fingertips won't go away when I drop my head in my hands and play the memory of the night in LA again and again and again. Because I can't think straight and I can't sleep late. The few times we shared, I try to recreate. I know this is wrong, better stop this talk, because grass can grow up through a crack in the sidewalk. What I see when I look in your eyes is the grass is truly greenest, sprouting inside. I wasn't even looking when I realized that you had the vibe that was my fertilizer. Thought love in this world was dead and buried and gone. How could I be so cynical when I was so young? You hit me in the chest like an 808 boom. I found love is the shit that makes life boom. Cause love is a shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might step in it. Well, love is a shit that makes life bloom. And you never know when you might. Well, love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might step in it. Well, love is the shit that makes life bloom. And you never know when you might. Yeah. We got the flowers blooming in the springtime. The bees zooming in the sunshine. Yeah. We got the flowers blooming in the springtime. The bees zooming in the sunshine. Yeah. But fate is like a pigeon that follows me around. Sometimes he flies ahead and brings me what he found. He'll drop it on my head, leave me numb from the brain down. That's the way it was when I walked upon the ground. The irrepressible and impermissible are the two things that have made my life miserable. Cause spirits don't leave if you don't talk about them, and memories come back when you don't think about them. I wish I had a notion of some magic potion. I trade all this emotion for a few moments of motion. I've never felt this way, some things can't be rehearsed. I'm grinding up my gearbox trying to find reverse, because love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might step in it. Well, love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might. Well, love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might step in it. Well, love is the shit that makes life bloom, and you never know when you might. And I want to keep on walking right through, yeah, and let this feeling rock me. Ooh, ooh. Cause I want to keep on walking right through, and let this feeling rock me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. Some more white on the drums back there, holding it down. Yeah. The beats zooming in the sunshine. The flowers blooming in the springtime. That's funky, Jeff. Break it down. But music brings me comfort in this grieving hour. The air can't take tells me it's all over for now. I listen real hard but don't dare play it loud. Cause I don't wanna think what you might be doing now. Sometimes it feels like a bad initiation, but you woke my heart from a long hibernation. You were worth every risk, so I gave my heart room. And now I'm deep in the doodle that makes life bloom. Cause love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might step in it. Come on, love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might. We're blooming. Love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might step in it. Well, love is the shit that makes life bloom, and you never know when you might. And I want to keep on walking right through and let this feeling rock me. Ooh, ooh. Cause I want to keep on walking right through and let this feeling rock me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might step in it. Love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you're right. Well, love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might step in it. Well, love is the shit that makes life bloom. You never know when you might. Yeah. I have a very, very short poem to do before we go into our last song. It goes like this. The presidential race is white. Hey! This tune is called Hypocrisy is the Greatest Luxury. Come on, Jim. Oh, come on now. Go, 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 Charlie. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, life these days can be so complex. We don't make the time to stop and reflect. I know from first-hand experience, whether they're delirious. Seriously, it can be like that. But before I put my foot in my mouth, cause that's what I'm about to start talking about. Please let me confess before all the rest that I'm afflicted by this, addicted. Like most in the US, it's tough to make a living when you're an artist. It's even tougher if you're socially conscious. Careerism, opportunism can turn the politics into cartoonism. Let's not patronize or criticize. Let's open the door and look inside. Pull the file on the stage tonight. Hypocrisy is the greatest luxury. Raise the double standard hypocrisy. The greatest luxury. Raise the double standard hypocrisy. The greatest luxury. Raise the double standard hypocrisy. Is the greatest luxury. Ah, come on, Charlie. Don't make a rebel, having a life together choice. America has an image of a young one, passive and not given an expletive. No respect for his or the lives of those around him. Well, suicidal, homicidal, or at very least extremely unbridled. How convenient for those who would like to destroy him. The problem has never been our political logic, but the way we enact it. We can imagine a perfect society, but can't maintain a decent relationship. The failure found in the luxuries, not in the hardship. Hypocrisy is the greatest luxury. Raise the double standard hypocrisy. The greatest luxury. Raise the double standard hypocrisy. The greatest luxury. Raise the double standard hypocrisy. The greatest luxury. Ah, come on, Charlie. All right, give it up for Charlie. Come on now. Go, Charlie. Go, Charlie. Go, Charlie. Go, Charlie. Hypocrisy is the greatest luxury. Raise the double standard hypocrisy. The greatest luxury. Raise the double standard hypocrisy. The greatest luxury. Raise the double standard hypocrisy. Let's try some, all right? All right. All right. I want all the sisters to sing, okay? The sisters in the house ready to sing? I said, you ready to sing? I can't hear you. You ready to sing? All right. Here we go now, okay? Ready, check? I said, we are family. I got all my sisters and me. Come on now, sisters. I said we are family. I got all my sisters and me. Keep it going. I said we. Yeah. I got all my sisters and me. All right, fellas, keep it going, sisters. Fellas, are you ready to sing now? I said, are you ready to sing? I can't hear you. Ready to sing? Yeah. All right, sisters, keep going. I got all my sisters and me. Ready, fellas? I say, fight the power. I say, fight the power. Come on, fellas. I say, fight the power. I say, fight the power. I say, we are family. Fight the power. I got all my sisters. Wait. Now, wait a minute, sir. Listen, the sisters are still going. They had it going on real serious. And the fellas, when they came in, were hella weak. And I think the reason is because that the sisters are so much more used to fighting the power than the brothers are. So maybe we should reverse it and have the brothers sing I got all my sisters and me, and have the sisters sing Fight the Power, okay? You ready, fellas? You ready to do it right this time, fellas? Yeah! I say we are family. Come on, fellas. I got all my sisters and me. I say we are family. I got all my sisters and me. Okay, ready, sisters? I say fight the power. Say fight the power. Say fight the power. Say fight the power. I say we are family. I got all my sisters in me. Here we go, Chuck. Come on now. Hypocrisy is the greatest luxury. Raise it, I will stand in hypocrisy. It's the greatest luxury. Raise it, I will stand in hypocrisy. It's the greatest luxury. Put your hands together. Hypocrisy is the greatest luxury. Come on now. Hypocrisy. The greatest luxury. Raise it, I will stand in hypocrisy. Come on. The greatest luxury. Raise it, I will stand in hypocrisy. The greatest luxury. Raise it, I will stand in hypocrisy. It's the greatest luxury. Raise it, I will stand in. Thanks a lot. Power to the people. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Fuck Columbus. Peace.
The Disposable Heroes of Hiphoprisy. Let's hear it for them. Okay, I'd like to bring out another speaker right now. A member of the International Indian Treaty Council and a member of the Sinesh Arrow Lake Nation, which is from the Washington State, British Columbia border. Please welcome Yvonne Swan.